Welcome back, guys. Automotive Inc. here. So I wanted to do a video in regards to the 6.8 again, and this is based on the new news that I got from Ford when it came to the auto show, meeting with marketing reps, talking again with my fleet managers. They're still ordering these pickups for 2023. They're coming in, and obviously in the future and everything like that. Well, as we talked in my other video, the 6.8 mystically disappeared off of the consumer build website for the 23 Ford Super Duty, okay? And I've had some people reach out and say, well, you can't get the 6.8 now in the XL with the STX package, and they don't exist. You never could. Okay, let's clear the field. Yes, the 6.8 Baby Zilla was going to be the base motor for the 23 truck. And yes, you could, a long time ago, order them in any trim level of the F-250 and F-350 pickup. Now, since then, that has fallen off in several different areas. And the reason is, if you go to my other videos where it talks about the restrictions on the 23 Ford ordering, the 6.8 was like on a 1 or 2% restriction build, means based on supply chains and whatnot, the 6.8, even though it was going to be, they couldn't produce enough. Now, there are tons and hundreds and thousands of those 6.8s coming in work truck form, because again, these companies need to catch up on a lot of their work trucks that just couldn't get built over the last few years. They're time to replace them, and so they get priority. So what you did find on the consumer build website is the 6.8 fell off and only became available in the XL trim. Now, the STX was never a standalone trim, guys. This was always just an addition to the XL, so it made it kind of like a mid-grade XLT slash XL Plus, which for this year is fantastic. Now, to calm your fears about saying, well, now they won't even allow me to do that, I do believe that that's probably true on the consumer build website. So after meeting with marketing reps, the regional reps for Ford in this area, and talking to my actual fleet manager friends, we found out that what had happened is on the consumer build websites, and I'm sure this is the same for Chevrolet and also Ram, is it gives you a little disclaimer there when you first go into it to build the truck or vehicle, and it basically says, some of the options that you see here or don't see may be restricted due to supply chain instances. It says it right there on the Ford one. I was on Chevy's the other day, said the same thing and everything like that. And you guys know that the Chevy one even shut down for a while and people couldn't build. So they basically said the 6.8 was intended to become the base motor, period. Okay? They did not expect so many people to want the motor. So what has happened is they've restricted it on the consumer build website, meaning you can't go in there and necessarily build the truck. Now, before you get too concerned, you can go down and actually talk with the dealer about your truck, because the consumer build websites, even though it gives you a long list of options that you're picking, and you can save it, you can send it, you can email it, it's still going to come down to what the dealers can actually order based on parts and everything like that. What Ford has found easier right now is, and I know somebody earlier was saying, well, we're not getting the 7.3 Godzilla for free. Well, you are in some sense. Because it became the base motor, you're no longer getting that upcharge. And because the actual starting price of the truck itself hasn't gone up much more over the year before, when they had the 6.2 in there and the 7.3 as an option, you are getting it for a substantial discount. Probably not free, of course. We're not getting anything for free from the manufacturers, right? But you are, in theory, getting the 7.3 Godzilla for a very discounted price, because there is, and if you go back to my video, the only motor that did not have any build restriction was the 7.3 Godzilla. So if you were going with the 6.8 because you didn't want to pay the upcharge for the 7.3, then I would say build it that way and go talk to the dealer. If you're an avid 6.8 guy, and I would honestly say the 6.8 is fantastic, but if I was going to get one or the other for free, you know, just based on the year, based on the package. And the only thing now is if it's even dropped off on the XL going to an STX package. Because why did they have to do that? Because the STX package, now that people are seeing STX on the XL and it comes with all the blacked out stuff and all that cool swag, why would you even go to an XLT? I mean, most of the dudes that I talk to are like, man, I'm a working guy. All that stuff has no interest to me because it's going to break. My truck's always working. Fantastic. But that doesn't mean you dudes and dudettes don't just love having the truck look awesome, right? So an XL kind of looks like a work truck, and I'm not dinging that. But when you can add just a little bit of flavor for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and all of a sudden that truck now looks almost like a Lariat, that's a pretty good deal. But what happened is that became so popular as a package, Ford even said on Saturday when I met with them that they have to restrict it currently because of supply chain demands. They have enough 7.3s built that they can get these trucks out to you, so they found it more incentivized to discount the cost of the Godzilla and put it in the truck for you. And that's going to happen throughout every manufacturer on every build site. The consumer build site is not the holy grail. It's not the end all. So if you're just sure you want the 6.8, build the truck how you'd like, and then just head on down to your local Ford dealer that you chose. If you're here in Colorado, I got a handful I would recommend that I've had good luck with. Or if you're out of state and you want to come to Colorado and buy your truck, then that's groovy too. You can just tell me right there and I'll tell you who I would recommend. And go down with Ford and say, hey, I'm looking for this, this, and this, and this package. And they will order that truck if Ford will allow them to. However, after talking with them, their investment in the 6.8 and the 7.3 Godzilla, which 22 and up, 22 moving forward, however you want to say that, this valve lifter issue is no longer really an issue, okay? So they don't have to have a fear. Now the 6.8 is a D-stroke 7.3, so very, very similar in a lot of different ways, and the architecture is almost identical. So if you were concerned about 7.3, then I guess you'd have to carry the same 6.8 concerns, however, you know, hoggle them into giving you extended warranty for a very discounted price and give you a 100,000 mile warranty on the motor just like a diesel. I don't think it's an issue moving forward, but those issues can carry over. But their intent is that 6.8 will be the base motor moving forward. When they can get the supply built up, it will become the motor, and then you will be back paying extra for the Godzilla in any trim level. So you can take that for what it's worth if you want to wait. I don't see a problem with that. They're not going to stop building pickups. But if you're like me and you're ready to move forward with it, you know, sometimes it can get a little antsy to figure that out. And obviously it sounds like, after talking with the reps and then the regional manager and also my guys at Ford who are ordering the trucks, that the timeline now is getting very, very long. So if you go in and build a truck that's very specific, HO, sport appearance package, blah, 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 so on and so forth. If you go back to my video, those things are still kind of in effect. Although you got to keep in mind, although these trucks are getting here and whatnot, if the supplies come in, then they get the trucks done. I mean, Ford's just covering their 6 when they say, hey, it's going to be 10 months. But the dealers now are telling their customers 6 months to 1 year. So from the date you order it. So that's a lot of time to wait if you're a person that needs a rig now. So I would say at this point, if you're just surely sure that you want a certain setup, is go down to build it on the website and then go down and let the dealer figure it out. But like I said, it's not the holy grail. Their build website is not the end all, because you can't order it there now. Because it disappeared off the XL with the STX package does not mean you cannot get the 6.8. Everybody, these trucks are already out there, okay? JB Reviews has one. I've seen them coming in. They're coming in with the 6.8 with the STX package. I've seen the 6.8 in a Lariat. So this has already happened. I mean, when I ordered in December, people had already ordered almost 250,000 trucks or more. Months before that when the order banks open. So these trucks are out there. They're coming in. They might be unicorns at first because people are like, wow, you got a 6.8 in 2023. How did that even happen in a Lariat or an Ultimate, an Ultimate or sorry, Limited. They don't have an Ultimate. In a Limited or a Platinum. Listen, man, that was Ford's intent, but we all know that they're going to keep wanting to move trucks. So if they got a certain motor, that again, that's why now if you go in there, that motor is $0 in the XLT and up, okay? But 2 months ago, you could pick the 6.8 and then you had to pay $1,700 or $2,400 for the 7.3. So it's not going to end. You can go down to me with your Ford dealer, build the truck, and then say, I'm for sure I want a 6.8 liter. Perfect. You just have to wait a little bit longer, and the dealer may have to wait to submit your order because there's a lot of background work when it comes to the knowledge and stuff that's coming out. But you know, those builder sites, that just gives a good starting block for you, for the dealer who's building your truck, to know what you want and how you want to get it built. Because even some of the stuff in the packaging on the red one, the 23 red diesel that I ordered that's in, that one specifically has stuff in that I never even fathomed it would have in it. So it's like, okay, well, that's great. But again, they can take stuff and pull from different packages of stuff because it's no longer available. We all saw that with the deletes over the last few years. Some of the Chevys were coming in as an LTZ, and the cooled seats didn't work. The heated seats didn't work. There was no hood insulator on the hood. There was all of these things deleted, and they were saying later retrofit. Well, later, you're going to get so sick of those things not working, you're probably going to trade it into a truck that now there's 22s and 23s that had just came in that don't have these issues or have these things, and you got 24s that have all the crap in them. So there's rhyme or reason to it. Ford did the same thing. They deleted connected services. They deleted a lot of auto stop start on the half tons. That's a good option to lose, but they would give you a credit for it. And Ram did the same thing. A lot of connected services delete and stuff like that. You see credits on window stickers. So again, you don't want to necessarily get into that, but don't be afraid to do it. And I know dealers sometimes feel like they're a little bit aggressive or something like that, but I can tell you some great dealers to work with. So I even have some in Kansas City that I bought from Utah. But yeah, that should clear up some stuff. And I know some people are saying it. Literally, somebody asked me today, no, you can't even get a 6.8 liter. That's impossible. It never was. No, it is possible, and it was possible. Right now, it doesn't seem to be possible on your consumer website. You have to go to the dealer, and the dealer may not be able to order that truck right now based on the restrictions in your configuration. So you'll have to make your decision at that point. And again, back to the point of it, yes, you could months ago order a 6.8 in a Lariat or an XLT and get it. Just right now you can't, at least on the website. I'm not saying you can't go to the dealer order it, because some of my friends at Ford, they're doing the ordering, said that they have had an opportunity to place those engines in those trucks, but because people are now getting the Godzilla for a discounted price, they're just going with that in their up-trim vehicles. So you'll have to make those decisions for yourself and what works for you best in the future. And I always do say forecast in the future, guys, when you're buying a car, because you're investing so much of your hard-earned money into this, and you're going to kind of be stuck with it for a bit. So you want to make sure that you don't buy a 6.8 and all of a sudden 9 months from now you trade for a trailer that weighs 20,000 pounds and you need much more juice than that. So forecast a little bit, forecast the options that you really want, some of the things you can do without, and it's your money. So if you end up having to wait a little bit, you have to wait a little bit, but you want to make sure you get what you want out of the deal. Guys, please hit the subscribe button, the like button if you like the stuff and want to hear more. Hit the notification bell, and then we'll get back to it. If you don't want to hit notifications, just please do subscribe and like. That helps my channel out. And I do appreciate all you guys being here. I try and get back to you guys when you have a question. And I'm trying to get the best information for you. I have no vested interest in trying to sell you a Ford or a Chevy or a GMC or anybody else. I've owned them all. I just want to, I'm investing my own money into these vehicles so I can bring you real content. I don't have a deal with dealers here where I can go test drive them and then give you my 10-minute input, because I don't think that's genuine enough to say, hey, this is a great truck. It probably isn't a truck. Everything's nice for 10 minutes. So, but I'm just trying to do my best to get the information out there to you. So we'll see you on the next one.